हेलो एंड वेलकम बैक। मार्केट्स बहुत ही ज्यादा रोलर कोस्टर राइड अभी करते हुए दिखा रहे हैं। जिस तरीके से बजट के बाद ट्रेड डील और उसके बाद मार्केट्स अब जिस तरीके से बिहेव कर रहे हैं, थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूजन बढ़ता हुआ दिख रहा है। आईटी सेक्टर का फिएस्को एक अलग लेवल पे चल रहा है और जब भी होता है कंफ्यूजन तो हम क्या करते हैं, हम जाते हैं एक के पास और समझते हैं कि आगे आने वाले दिनों में क्या देखने को मिलने वाला है और ये जो अभी पूरा हुआ इस वीक में वो एग्जैक्टली क्यों हुआ। So, without wasting much of time, let's bring him in and see as to what he has in store for us. Good evening.
Good evening, Rachit. How are you?
You really think you should be asking this question?
Why not, Rachit? Why not? In fact, first of all, I'm sorry I could not connect last week. I was traveling over the weekend, so it was very difficult, in middle of the travel and everything to connect. But yes, it's been a while since we have connected, and it seems like a lot has happened in 2 weeks. मतलब अगर हम last to last Friday if we had connected, after that there was the budget, which I told you on Friday that that will not be a very game changer or any kind of a thing. There was the
Right.
budget, but budget in was sandwiched between the big mother of all deals by the EU and the father of all deals by the US. तो वो सैंडविच में बजट की कोई वो जैसे वो अनाउंसमेंट्स की कोई इम्पोर्टेंस कुछ रही नहीं। आप देखिए कि मार्केट्स का, न्यूज वालों का, एंकर्स का, सबका फोकस व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इन द यूएस डील एंड व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इन द ईयू डील, वो रह गया बेसिकली। एंड क्लियरली द मार्केट्स, इफ यू सी, आई विल जस्ट गिव यू अ क्विक रिकैप। फर्स्ट को सॉरी सेकंड को जब यूएस ट्रेड डील अनाउंस हुई है, clearly the next day markets showed a very big spring up surprise, and that was kind of expected. And we had catapulted ourselves onto the technically stronger zone, because if you remember, before budget or by the time budget was announced, we were continuously trading between under 200-day moving average, 200-day, 100-day, and 150-day. All three big moving averages we were trading below. And because of this deal, in one day, like a gap up, not like a breaking, not making an effort and breaking the chart, but in one day we jumped massively and we closed above the 200-day or even 50-day moving average. So this made it very kind of I would say kind of a shallow thing. I would say that if things were clear, things were in writing, we might have sustained. अगर आप देखिए 3 तारीख को जब ये मूवमेंट आया है और आज 13th है, in 10 days, whatever working days we have had, the markets have been pretty volatile. 25,800, then back to 25,500, then back to almost 26,000. Then now today's movement was really crackling down. I think we closed under 25,500. तो ये जो वॉलेटिलिटी है, ये वॉलेटिलिटी आई फील इज ड्रिवन बाय 2 or 3 मेन फैक्टर्स। एक तो ये ग्लोबल आईटी में जो फियर्स लूम कर रहे हैं, मतलब इवन इन द यूएस, बिकॉज ऑफ एआई फियर्स, you see companies like OF, Oracle, companies like Amazon, they are all, you know, they are all continuing with their heavy layoffs. Okay, so that is a sign of the uncertainty that AI is going to bring. Okay, globally, IT stocks have taken a beating terribly. अगर आप इंडिया में देखें तो इंडिया में जो पूरा का पूरा आईटी पैक है, स्पेशली लेड बाय इंफोसिस एंड टीसीएस, they have taken a massive beating in last just 4 or 5 trading sessions. In fact, I think I checked IT Bees today, which is like a basket for all IT sector in India. It was close to 36 rupees, which is close to 52-week low. I think their 52-week low is about 33 or 34. So it was 36 rupees when I saw. So that itself says that, there's a lot of fear and uncertainty that is there in the IT sector. Okay. Now, having said that, what it hit today, the IT index, what Nifty IT index, what it hit today is a triple bottom. Last three bottoms we have seen at this level. Okay, and it is rebounding from this, then becomes a very, very strong support. So
And what if
maybe
it breaks it?
if it breaks it, Rachit, then we'll have to review our whole call on this. I feel that IT might get a support at this level and start moving up. Uh, See, a lot of fears and panic is there. A lot of it will trigger a lot of selling. But like I said, each time fear and panic sets a lot of selling, at one point market becomes fundamentally cheap. It breaks the barrier of fundamental valuation. Like for example, at 1300 rupees, इट इज अ ब्लाइंड बेट। मेरे को बताने की जरूरत नहीं है, कोई भी बता सकता है इन्फोसिस इज चीप एट 1300 रुपीज। Okay, in fact, anything under 1400, I feel Infosys is extremely cheap at under 1400. So having said that, if fear and panic keeps pushing the stock down below a reasonable fundamental valuation also, then at some point fundamental start supporting it. Buying will come in at some point. If I feel it's cheap, maybe some big fund manager is also feeling it's cheap. Maybe funds will direct their money to Infosys or IT as a whole. So basically support will come at that level, and I am expecting it to come. But like you said, if it still breaks, if fresh fears come, maybe, it's a hypothetical situation, maybe some US major IT firm announces bankruptcy or something like that. If that sort of thing comes, then what can happen is, we'll have to see what can happen. It's not something, I'm like I said, it's a hypothetical situation.
In that case, how do you think, where are we heading in the coming week? What should be the levels and what exactly should be the strategy like?
Rachit, there was I had lost my chain of thought because I got so excited about the IT thing. The second reason why I feel that the whole volatility is increased is that, while the trade deal with US is announced, it is still ambiguous, Rachit.
Hmm.
अगर आप देखें तो ट्रेड डील जब न्यूज में आई, इट वाज द नाइट ऑफ आई थिंक 2nd February, and
Right.
the next morning, market, the statements came in a little differently from both sides.
Hmm.
There were certain things in the Indian side of statement, there were certain more things in the American side of statement. Okay, it also came with a heavy disclaimer that nothing is signed as yet.
Right.
It will be signed in March. तो ये डील अनाउंसमेंट है, ये डील साइंड नहीं है, so nothing is on paper. Okay, and while I'm not doubting or I'm not saying that things will not happen, now they have given a clear indication that things will happen. आप जानते हो कि मैं पिछले 5 महीने से 6 महीने से ही स्केप्टिकल हूँ इसके बारे में कि ये होगी नहीं। ठीक है, आई एम वेरी हैप्पी ये हो रही है, पर मैं अभी भी स्केप्टिकल हूं कि इसके जो फाइन प्रिंट होगी, इसके जो कंटेंट होंगे, वो जो अनाउंसमेंट होगी उससे काफी अलग होंगे। आप सिर्फ जस्ट लुक एट द फैक्ट दैट हाउ statements are coming in every other day, every second day, which are contradictory to what it was projected in the beginning. Okay. uh, US first said that India has a commitment to purchase about $500 billion worth of things for next 5 years. Okay, they have. changed the word commitment to intend. They have gone easy on the whole food grains and cereals and pulses thing. So so what, and there is, we still don't have the clarity on the impact or the cost we have to undergo to not buy Russian oil. That is one thing. Okay, how much of Russian oil will we eventually be able to buy? And what is the monetary impact of letting go of Russian oil and buying one from Venezuela? तो वो जब तक वो डायनामिक्स रचित, we don't have everything on pen and paper and signed, we will not be able to do the math that हमारे इतनी रशिया की इंपोर्ट थी, वो हमें लेट गो करनी पड़ेगी, इतनी इंपोर्ट हमें करनी पड़ेगी इतने हायर प्राइस से, सो दिस इज द नेट इफेक्ट दैट वी आर हैविंग. ओके, so basically it is very difficult at this moment to say that this deal is beneficial for India or not beneficial for India, or it will leave us at par, more or less. So we lose certain amount of dollar revenue. Sorry, or we increase our dollar expenditure because हमारे oil purchases ज़्यादा महंगे हो रहे हैं and हमारी commitment है US से के गुड्स को खरीदने के लिए, तो उतना हमारा डॉलर आउटफ्लो ज़्यादा बढ़ रहा है. बट हाँ, साथ साथ जो यूएस में जो टैरिफ कम हुए हैं, हमारी टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री को जो बूस्ट मिला है, तो वीजा वी हमें उतना माल बाहर भी बेचने को मिल रहा है. तो वो डॉलर इनफ्लो और आउटफ्लो का इवेंचुअली व्हाट इज अ ट्रेड डील, इट इज दैट ओनली ना, वेदर वी आर सरप्लस और डेफिसिट इज इंक्रीजिंग और डिक्रीजिंग, दैट विल बी द एंड फिगर which will matter over here. So it is very difficult to determine what is the end net figure right now. सबसे पहले तो that deal has to be signed.
For that,
we need to have on paper what exactly is the commitment, what exactly is what we are getting and what we are giving. पहले वो पता चले, फिर उसका कॉस्ट निकाल के पता चलेगा कि ये हमारे लिए अच्छा है कि बुरा है.
Okay, and that I believe will be done by say mid of March or end of March.
Yeah,
so we have
whatever.
Again a decent amount of time to wait for that. But
right.
In that case, how do we behave in the next week?
Rachit, again, I would say that after the trade deal was announced, I told you, we had catapulted into a level which was above 200, 150, 100, and even 50-day moving average. Okay. Now, because of, I told you in middle, because of all this volatility and all this uncertainty, we have slowly moved down again below those levels. So right now we just have one strong support which we have not broken. 200-day moving average, I believe, still lies around 25 to 80, जो यहाँ से 200 पॉइंट करीब दूर है. 150-day moving average, sorry, 100-day moving average we have broken today. Yesterday we broke 50-day moving average. Today we broke 100-day moving average, and we have given a closing below that. So, and I also feel, in obviously this is a personal opinion, I also feel that we have done a little exaggeration of selling today. So even though technically we are in a very sell zone, I do expect a slight bit of recovery on Monday. Monday you may see a 100 point upside. At least in the opening you might see a 100-point upside. But having said that, I don't see Nifty going out of out of the sell zone unless we cross that 25,680 levels. जो strong resistance है चार्ट में, जो मूविंग एवरेजेस है 25,680 ऊपर, 25,280 नीचे. मेरे हिसाब से ये रेंज में रहना चाहिए निफ्टी. 25,280 टूट जाएगा, then I'll have to review it, because that's a 200-day moving average. And Rachit, traditionally, whenever the Nifty has cracked under 200-day moving average, it has signaled a solid downside.
Okay, so you don't sound very
optimistic,
directionally bullish or optimistic on the markets right now, and I am
Rachit,
having
Rachit, in all my talks with you, I try to keep my bias aside and I try to be realist rather than an optimist or a pessimist.
Really, and that is the reason the kind of success rate that you have when it comes to Nifty, and it
Right.
is actually getting reflected in the viewership as well. That you actually tell us what you can see and how the markets will behave. So that's perfectly fine. But yes, I am a bit scared because the kind of situation that we might see. So let's hope that in the coming week we might see support at 25,000 to 80 levels,
Yeah.
and a resistance which might Nifty might try to break will be at 25,680. So
Yeah.
this 400 points range that we have for the coming week, if we break 25,680, then we're heading towards higher levels, or if unfortunately by any reason Nifty breaks.
I would say that if we break and maintain above 25,680, we can hope that good news will keep the Nifty afloat above that level. Right now, so if I have to take a buy call or take a decision to buy Nifty or not, I'm not going to buy until we cross that level.
Okay.
I'm not gonna. Right now, it's in my opinion, sell on rise kind of a market.
Chaliye. As always, it was amazing talking and knowing, though not the direction is looking that amazing. But anyhow, it is what it is. So it was amazing talking, and we'll catch up the next week and see as to how the
Absolutely.
Nifty is behaving. And just praying it maintains above 25, 680 levels, so that we have a bit happy discussion in the coming week.
Right.
Till then, have a happy weekend, and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.